The case of Michelle von Emster is most intriguing due to the wide variety of theories after the investigation into her death. The different theories include suicide, drowning, shark attack, and murder. On April 15, 1994, Michelle was apparently attacked by a great white shark in the middle of the night. She was swimming nude off Point Loma in San Diego, California, when she supposedly encountered a great white shark. She was discovered by two surfers laying face down in the water about 200 yards off the coast. She was found naked, only wearing a bracelet and 2 rings. Her arms floated out in front of her. One leg was missing below the thigh, the other was curled up beneath her. Those who found her say that her lifeless body floated on the water in the shape of a question mark. One wing of a butterfly tattoo remained on her right shoulder blade. The other wing was missing along with a large chunk of flesh. A medical examiner named Robert Engel was aboard the lifeguard rescue craft that picked up Michelle's body. On the deck of the ship, he gave her body a cursory examination and noted the cause of death as unknown. But due to the large tearing-type wounds with missing tissue, everyone at the scene thought it was a shark attack, even though no one there had ever seen a shark attack victim. In the early 90s, the Jaws movies were still very fresh in people's minds. The next day, a formal autopsy was performed by Brian Blackburn. He found that along with the injury to her leg, that she had a broken neck and her pelvis was separated. Sand was found in her throat and lungs. She had also suffered various other injuries listed as multiple contusions on her face and arms and some broken ribs. Blackburn noted that Michelle was alive when the injuries were inflicted, but agreed that most likely it was a shark attack, even though again he had never seen a shark attack victim. During the examination, he contacted the Scripps Institution of Oceanography and described the injuries to them. Without seeing Michelle's body, the institute told him it sounded like a shark attack. He ended up declaring her death as accidental. Michelle was from the San Francisco Bay Area and had only lived in Ocean Beach for about 2 years. In 1991, she had been diagnosed with Hopkins disease, an awful fatal cancer. But after intensive radiation treatment, the cancer went into remission. She joined a girlfriend on a road trip along the West Coast. She liked what she saw on Ocean Beach and decided to stay a while. During the 2 years she lived in San Diego, she moved around a lot, at least 4 or 5 times. She would first rent a house on Poinsetta Drive and Loma Porthole. She drifted to Ocean Beach next, and thereafter from one living situation to the next. She took rooms in nicer homes that were perhaps familiar to the one that she grew up in at first. But each subsequent move took her a little further down the hill until she reached her final destination. It was a shared 2-bedroom in a sleazy Ocean Beach neighborhood known as the War Zone. She started out working at a coffee shop, but later took a job at a nearby stationery store, telling the owner that she had problems with a stalker and that she thought working during the day might help. There were a lot of questions how Michelle spent her final hours. The last person known to have seen her alive was her roommate, a woman in her early 20s named Coco Campbell. She told police that Michelle and her had tried to go to a nearby Pink Floyd concert on the night of her disappearance. They had the wrong tickets and could not gain access, so they had drove back to Ocean Beach, saying that they arrived back near their apartment around 8 p.m. Michelle had told her that she did not feel like going home and wanted to be dropped off at the pier that was about 6 blocks from their apartment. Coco also told them that she remembered that Michelle had been wearing a green trench coat when she was dropped off at the beach. That is the last time anyone would admit seeing her till that she was found dead the next day by the surfers. Michelle's clothes were never found. A couple flashlight walking along the beach found her purse around 1.5 miles from the crime scene, about 10 hours after her body was found. It was up against the sea wall, out in the open, like she had just walked away and left it. Found inside was her ID, makeup odds and ends, a pack of smokes, and $27 in cash. Although authorities claim that they looked into this case for 2 years, they admit that they never really did a proper investigation, saying that due to the fact that her death was ruled accidental, there was no need to. During the so-called investigation, the local police station received numerous calls with people telling them that Michelle's death had been a murder cover-up. but they wrote these off as prank calls. During this time, a man named Edwin Decker was questioned and told police that he had been with Michelle the day before her death. He told them that after asking her out time and time again, that she finally said yes, saying that she had agreed to have a drink with him. After they had stopped to buy beer and smokes, that Michelle and him had been on their way to his place when a friend had seen them walking and pulled over in his car to talk to them. He was a bouncer at a local bar, but had just been fired and asked if he could come with them. So they all headed back to his place to drink, but that the friend had passed out early on in a chair. Michelle and him had drank all night and made out on the couch till 5 in the morning. Only after sleeping for an hour or two that she had left taking a cab home, and that's the last time he had seen her. Edwin later wrote and published a poem called Shark Attack. Here are a few lines from the creepy poem. The report said there was a tattoo, a butterfly on her shoulder, which I remembered the night on my couch when I, like the shark, chewed on her lips and took off her shirt. Edwin would later help investigators when the case was briefly reopened years later. Although many shark experts came forward and said that they did not think it was a shark attack, no new evidence was found and the case was closed again. The owner of the stationery store that Michelle last worked at told reporters that a few days after her death, a man that rode a motorcycle came in acting strangely and wanted to make a bunch of copies of Michelle's autopsy report. Friends of Michelle remember her mentioning that the person that she felt was stalking her rode a motorcycle. This person has never been identified. To this day, her name is still listed in the National Shark Attack records, although it says not a shark attack, probably murdered. Michelle's death remains unsolved. What do you think happened? Don't forget to leave your theories below. The gift card giveaway is still going on. We are looking forward to hearing your theories on this case and our other cases as well. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. If not, you know what to do. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and share the channel with others that enjoy a good mystery. Thank you, and as always, have a great day.